Good morning, dear students. I welcome you for the biology class. Chapter 7, Conservation of Plants and Animals. So this particular chapter, I'll be discussing through this video recording. And listen to the instruction. Whatever you see the slide, the presented slide, any important points you can note down in the classwork, and questions like textual questions will be discussed along with a concept which has been discussed. So, by chance, if one concept is discussed today, so that concept questions, like 2 to 3 questions, will also be discussed, and those questions you have to make a note in your classwork. Okay, is it so clear? So, biology classwork it's separate, chemistry classwork it's separate. First, let us go to the concepts. In this chapter, first let us study few terms which is required. So important terms. First term is biosphere. So what do you mean by biosphere? It's a part of the earth that surrounds, like supports life. No? It supports life. It's called biosphere. It is here that all living organisms exist. Biodiversity. Variety of organisms that exist on the earth, their interrelationship and their relationship with their environment is called biological diversity and the biodiversity. Wildlife sanctuary. This is a protected area where animals can live in their natural habitat without any disturbance. National Park. This area is reserved for wildlife, allowing them to freely use the available habitats and natural resources. Biosphere Reserve. Biosphere Reserve, it's a large area of land which aim to conserve the wildlife as well as the traditional life of the tribal living in the area. Means they are allowed to use the plants and animal resources to some extent. So these are the important terms which is required. So you can make a note in your classwork. Then first let us discuss about deforestation. Deforestation means it's a clearing of forest and using the land for various purposes is termed as deforestation. It is responsible for the survival threat to many living organisms. So these are the causes for deforestation. Forest fires, urbanization for agriculture purpose, the cultivation and using wood as a fuel, cutting down all the trees so that you can use the wood for the fuel and also for making furnitures. This is to make industries and factories. And here it is drought. What are the consequences of deforestation? Increase in the pollution level of the earth, increase in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, increase in temperature, lowering the level of groundwater, disturbance in the balance of nature, decrease in the rainfall, decrease in the fertility of the soil, increase in the chances of natural calamities. First, let us study about global warming. Deforestation will decrease the number of trees, which will lead to increase in the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide gas traps the heat rays which is refracted from the Earth's surface, and this will result in increase in the temperature on Earth, and it will disturb the water cycle too, and may reduce rainfall. So this could cause droughts. Plants use carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, and they release oxygen for to maintain the atmospheric balance. If there's only few number of trees, so there's less carbon dioxide utilization, so it cannot be recycled, and that's how it traps lot of heat is trapped, which increase the temperature on the earth, resulting in global warming, right? So when trees are cut down, the percentage of carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere increases. So moreover, plants also, like, they do absorb water from the soil and it release it into the atmosphere through transpiration process. It is this moisture in the air which eventually turns into clouds and returns to earth as rainfall. So deforestation and increase in temperature on the earth disturb the water cycle, which leads into the reduction. So there's decrease in the rainfall as well as leading to droughts. Next, desertification. It's a process by which the fertile land turns into desert. Deforestation, it's a major cause of desertification as it exposes the top layer of the soil to natural forces like wind, water, sunlight. With no roots to hold the soil, it gets eroded quickly, and the lower, hard, rocky layers of the soil get exposed. So these layers will have less humus and they are less fertile. So gradually, the fertile land gets turned into deserts. The forest adds humus to the top layer of the soil. Their roots hold the soil together and it will allow the surface water to seep into the soil. Due to desertification, the soil erosion takes place. The physical properties of the soil, the texture, the nutrient content will be lost and it becomes less fertile. The water holding capacity of the soil will also decreases, which may lead to floods. So, this is a question which is related to this particular concept in your text. That is, discuss the effects of deforestation on the following: wild animals, environment, village, cities, earth, and the next generation. So, in each category, you have to explain how it affects. Huh? So, how deforestation affects of all these areas. Coming to wild animals. So, trees are the habitats as well as sources of food for the wild animals. Deforestation leads to destruction of the natural habitats of wild animals. Environment. Deforestation increases the temperature and pollution level of the environment. With increase in the carbon dioxide level, decrease in the oxygen, it leads to global warming. And it also lowers the level of groundwater. So this decreases soil fertility and then increases the chances of natural calamities. So everything is getting disturbed. Coming to village, rural areas. So the decline in the rainfall, decrease in the soil fertility, and the chances of natural disaster which will affect the village life. Coming to cities. So how deforestation affect the cities? So it results in global warming. It also results in increase in the pollution level, and indirectly, like everything, it is getting interlinked and it affects the life in the cities. Earth. Deforestation decreases the soil fertility and the physical texture of the soil gets eroded, the top layer getting eroded, soil erosion, so texture gets affected, so all this results in desertification. The next generation, deforestation will majorly affect the life of the next generation, so they have to face many problems. So climatic conditions will be adversely affected, so we are undergoing that, and there'll be scarcity of food and the clean environment, so nowhere you'll get the clean environment later. So next generation won't be able to see some most of the animal species due to loss of habitat. And the next question, so what are the causes and consequences of deforestation? The causes of deforestation may be like following. The natural ones are the forest fires and the droughts, building factories and houses. So these are all man-made, right? Procuring land for cultivation, making furnitures, and using wood as a fuel. Consequences. So I already studied. So the natural calamities, increase in temperature, change in the physical properties of soil, a decrease in groundwater level, as well as extinction of flora and fauna. So entire biodiversity is getting disturbed. Next question. Explain how deforestation leads to reduced rainfall. Trees gives out a huge amount of water in the form of water vapor during transpiration. The reduction of this water vapor affects the cloud formation and that results in decreased rainfall. So thank you. The next video will discuss about the conservation of wildlife. Students, again I'm giving you instruction. So this chapter will be completed through this video recorded classes and the questions, concept, so related concept, related questions will be there. Please write down in the classwork. Thank you. Have a nice day.